Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to another edition of This Is Recorded podcast. We joined with a familiar person, a familiar voice, but now we got the visuals and I got to get everything right. We up and everything at This Is Recorded. Man, please introduce yourself. Give me your socials, where can you find your music, everything like that.
Yo, what's up, man? This is your boy Solo Eternal. You can find me at Solo Eternal Music all together on Instagram. Go to YouTube, SoundCloud. Just look me up. My real name is Joseph. But yeah, man, I'm privileged to be on this podcast, man. I've been a huge supporter since day one. I really do listen to it while I'm because I do work and stuff like that. So just blessed to be on, man. That's it.
Appreciate you, man. Definitely, man. Been showing Lancaster a lot of love. I had the boy Sky, man. He was on there. Used to play basketball. He go by Sky now. I don't know if you remember him. He played AVAC. He used to play basketball.
Yep, I did too. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, man. So I had him on. But last time you was on was March 23rd of last year. What's been going on in your life since then?
Man, just first off, working on this music independently. I know last time we talked about it. I did have some visions, and actually now making it to reality. Recording myself, learning how to mix myself, getting other people motivated as far as like buying the. I have the equipment. Them going out with me. We're shooting our own videos. I just did a Dave East remix. Basically to kind of test the waters. And what I mean by that, guys, is that the music that I have as an artist is different, right? So I just felt like, man, I could take it to the studio, pay for it to get mixed and mastered, or I could, challenge my fear and just say, look, man, grab a beat, grab one of your favorite artists, go in, write a verse. And actually it came out pretty cool, man. Everybody was really vibing to it. So on that particular song, it helped me learn how to chop up, basically do behind the scenes. And I want to give a shout out to all the people that, do that, like the producers, the engineers. Everybody hears the final product, but man, going through the product, vocals, allops, dubs, all that is huge, right? It's time consuming. So, shout out to everybody out there that has that gift. I'm learning how to pick that up. So yeah, I've just been doing that, and then just mostly just trying to master that craft.
Yeah, and what you saying is, man, important because I got my boy G Merrick, man. His music, he was trying to mix his own stuff, and he was like, "It's hard, bro." He was like, "I gotta send it out," because he was like, "It is not easy," and like it's really a thankless job. I watched something on Netflix about cartoon, and it was like another photographer, like it was two Mexican guys, but cartoon and tattoo artists, and then a photographer dude. I forgot his name, but it's like that's what's messed up because he took a lot of those photos, and it's like, dang, that's a crazy photo, but nobody knows him at all. But like you said, the producer, it's like a thankless job. Like nobody knows who made it sound like that, who put the beats together. They just look at the artist, man. So that's important that you tapping into that and stuff like that, man, because it's not an easy job at all.
Yeah, shout out to my boy Moti. You can catch him at Moti Beats all together on Instagram. Like that's the guy behind my scenes, man. Like he for years, you know what I'm saying? He was engineering, mixing to the best of his ability. And I just released another song, uh I want to say like 2 days ago. It was called Solidarity, and I made that for a motion picture that I'm gonna be actually I was in. Um nothing major, but I was, in the extras, and man, I heard this one beat one night, and I purchased the beat, and I just started reminiscing and wrote a story to it. Um, but that was one of the last songs that he mixed, and I heard the difference between the Dave East and then the Solidarity, when I was like, man, I really need to get to that level. You know what I'm saying? So
Uh,
that it's a goal, man. It's a goal.
and that consistency is the only thing that's gonna make it happen. It's like it's something amazing. Like it's not fun when you trying to figure it out. Something that takes somebody 3 minutes to figure out will take you like an hour or something like that because it's like I don't know what I'm doing and I got to try to figure it out. But it's people don't understand like what it takes to do. Like they're like, oh, you just throw some music on and you just press a button and do this and do that, or you just throw and talk to somebody on the podcast. You just did like it is not easy. And a lot of people ain't gonna show love. It might take years for you to pop off. Like it's really, really hard, man. But music in your life, man, what was the music you heard growing up? And then what was the music you got into on your own? Like what was being played in your house growing up, and what was the music when you got into your like teenage years, I guess, that you got into on your own?
Well, growing up, Mac 10, West Side Connection, Eminem. Of course, everybody's gonna say Biggie and Pac. I mean, that was mandatory, but J.O. Felony. A lot of the people and Nas. I mean, the East Coast is massive to me. I love the East Coast, man. So like, Jay Z, especially "Make a Song Cry." I mean, that right there, I can play that on repeat daily. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, Stuff like that. I was also listening to the Mexican side too, right? When
Okay.
everybody was doing too much, they was basically banging over tracks. You know what I'm saying? So I would listen to like Mr. Shadow, Little Rob, Click I One. So basically, whatever was hot at that time, because we didn't have iPhones back then. You know that, Reggie. We didn't have no MP3s back then. So you get somebody's CD and you got all the hits on it. So
Right.
and you can't forget about the R&B either, homie. I was listening to that R&B. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
The R.
I remember you loved that B2K, man. That got to be and all that. Like B2K was big, man.
Man, you know what? I don't know. I don't remember liking them, but what's his name? I like doing all that. A little bit of that. The on VH1 they had like some on BET they had some.
Yeah.
I have it on my playlist right now on the YouTube Premium, but
Right.
I mean some of those hit right. I mean Tyrese, yeah, I mean so
Oh yeah, man. It's all of
so yeah, no, those are the artists that I started just listening to a little bit of everything, and then as I transitioned growing up, I started seeing what was real, Reg, and I started just taking I'll be real with you, man. My parents were pastors, and I grew up in a Christian home, and I strayed from the faith, man, and I went really hard in the paint. So that allowed me to have no rules and basically be lawless. But I believe that once you believe in God, I'm saying himself, man, like he'll never let you go. And I started listening to more artists like gospel gangsters, Lecrae, this guy named The Rep, and now, you got a guy named KB. You got a lot of good artists like Kingdom Music, this guy named Seven, Young Zeke. You got a lot of these guys now that kind of like edified my life, brought healing to my life. And those are who I was listening to help me on a better level, without talking about the stuff I probably had PTS. I'll be honest with you, I had PTSD about it. You know what I'm saying? When
right.
when people, yeah, and I'll be real, man. I mean, when you live that life, you try to forget that life at times.
Right.
And some people try to water it down, and they try to say, hey, you know what? Um, I don't think about that, but they think about that. You know what I mean? They probably ain't gonna tell you that they think about that. So it's like I'm a strong believer, going through the system, coming out, going through anger management, you know what I mean, going through self-help places to edify myself, get me better. Because I had one goal at a time, and one goal was to see my daughter Alina, you know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, that whole thing went kind of south, but um I had to put myself in position for the mission, you know what I mean? And coming out here to LA, being out here in LA once I came home, and Long Beach and stuff like that. But LA, really got myself together to separate myself, and they had a lot of programs, and that's why now my music that I do is to bring that healing, that good feeling. Nothing watered down, nothing, everything is going to be organic. You know what I mean? Everything's going to be organic, and I feel like, even when I never want to be the artist that's going to push God at you. I'm gonna be the guy that's going to make you think about it. You know what I mean? I want you to think the choice, and nobody's perfect. And also I can't forget about DMX. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? I was banging that this week. You know what I mean? And I was thinking about that because you know through all his struggles, he never gave up his faith.
Never.
You know what I mean? And that's what a kind of artist I want to be known as. And that's it, Big Red.
Yeah, man. I mean, DMX, man. I sat there. I watched a documentary on HBO about him, man, and I just, man, my face was wet. I was sitting there crying like a baby because it was just like all he wanted to do was be a better person, but the drugs just had him so bad. And what he said was so messed up is like me and you, when we met back in the day and stuff like that. It was like, yo, I introduced you to weed and you ain't never smoked weed, but I put crack in it. So I got
Right.
you turned out over a crack lace blunt, and then now you are all messed up. And that's how he said he got into crack, and it really, really messed his life up. But like you said, like he always was just like all the stuff he had going on in his life, he still just like he would literally do a whole show, probably drink, smoke, and then at the end do a prayer and have
Yeah.
the whole crowd crying. The whole crowd is like in the like, yo, this dude is with his shirt off, drunk as I don't know what, but he gave us a prayer that is like out of this world. Like, it is amazing how he kept his faith.
Yeah. And it's funny you say that, man. I got this album called Trophy Living, right? And I haven't released it. I'm working on it. I kind of took the concept of what Nipsey did with the Victory Lap, trying to take forever to do it.
Right.
And I was blessed to work with Game. You know what I mean? The Game. He we started going back and forth on the DMs. Excuse me. And I told him, "Hey, do a prayer like DMX." You
Okay.
know, and he didn't do it. You know what I mean? But how powerful would it have been? You feel me? Like you said, to have like because DMX came out to one of his albums, praying. And I said, man, if the Game could say a quick prayer for the budget I was there for, you know what I mean, the budget I had,
Yeah.
man, that would have been phenomenal, right? But yes, I want to bring awareness. My main thing, man, is to show the people, okay? And I'm gonna say people because I'm not on that color stuff. You know what I mean? I'm 100% because when Jesus came to this world, man, he came for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna keep it real, you know, show people that you can grow up messed up and still be cool, still be successful.
Right.
Because everything on my radio, everything on my TV, everything on my cell phone tells me that I gotta stay one way.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It tells me that I gotta stay down for whatever the case may be. Now, with my music, they're gonna be like, okay, I'm either gonna turn that off or I'm gonna turn that up.
Right.
You feel me? And I'm a gentleman. Hey, they can do whatever they want. They can bang it out like a water spout, or they can throw it out the window. And I'm cool with that.
Right. Right.
You
And
know?
I think that's important, and man, finding your core is so important because everybody's not gonna like everything. It's songs I've never heard that somebody loves. It's songs that I love that people never heard. Like, me and my wife talk about it all the time. Like, there's certain R&B songs and oldies that we love. We like, dang, I wonder what white people like. What is their version of like Before I Let Go or Crazy Electric Slide or something like? I wonder what's their version of it. But one thing I can say about like a lot of like Latino and specifically Mexican people that I knew growing up, they support, man. When you got something going on, man, they support, man. Talk about that, like I'm from the Spanish or the Mexican side of support. Like when people support you, they really do. Talk about how it is from getting the support from the Latino fans.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's all about building the culture, right? I think one of the biggest things that everybody gets mixed up on is hating each other. You feel me? But if you really look at it, some of these guys you go into war with, you never met them.
No,
Let's be real. But you willing to do something that's going to take your whole life.
right?
I
Yeah,
mean, nobody can argue with that. And then now you got people saying, "Oh, well, you know what you signed up for." Right? Yeah, I know what I signed up for, but so what? You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
You
They
know,
treat it like the military or something like that.
yeah, and it's like, you know what I mean? So what? Respectfully, I say that is like it's because these kids that go to school right now, big dog, they shouldn't have to make the same mistakes and they always talk about, insanity is doing the same thing over and over, paraphrase, right? Why? Why should our youth, and why should, and me, because I got kids, right? Maybe I look at it different because I got kids, right? Of all ages, you know what I'm saying? Why should my kids have to go through the same stuff we went through, right? Because you always got other folks saying, look, man, I'm saving up for college. You're going to go to college. You're going to get a good job. When you're 16, I'm going to get you that car. That stuff in music people don't talk about, bro. You
Yeah.
feel me? That stuff that on the television they don't talk about, bro. So when the music goes off and you got to clock into work, because even in the Bible it says you got to go work to get your money to provide for your family. That's when it's really game time. And I don't hear no rappers going to schools, bro. I don't hear no rappers right now, big time, telling people, hey, put this blunt out or put this drink away. Because you know what, homie? I'm not here to judge nobody, but I can tell you I've been through it and I don't want my kids to go through it. You feel me? And that's where I stand at. So if I gotta get aggressive with it, you know what I'm saying, go to war, we go to war. You know what I mean? Because my kids is worth going to war. You know what I mean?
And what you said about that, like PTSD stuff like that, is that a lot of dudes have that, and like they trying to work through that, and they don't want their kids to go through that. That's why you feel so passionate the way you feel, and the way it is with social media and like drugs and stuff. Like these kids think they smoking weed and they passed out because it got fentanyl in it. These
Sure.
kids thinking that I'm sending a little picture to my boyfriend, but he really gonna put it on the internet and show everybody your boobs or this or that. It's like, yo, like it's a whole new world. We had he said, she say, well, Joseph told me this or Reggie told me that. Like you
Yep.
can believe it or not, but now we have like actual physical evidence of like everything now. So it's totally different from what we grew up in. And I feel like with that PTSD is that it's a lot of brothers that when they make it out of getting shot at, when they make it out of prison, they just like, bro, I'm going so hard for the opposite of all of this. And like, you got to try to respect it. And I guess their messages, they just got to find a way to tweak it where people listen, because it's like, I was reading Malcolm X book and he was like, they call it fishing to find people to try to bring them into their faith, the Muslim faith. And they said what they do is if I was on drugs, I would set you up with somebody that's currently on drugs because I used to be there. So I could talk to you about like, hey, I know what you're feeling like. You feel sick right now. You got diarrhea. You know what I'm saying? You got stuff, but I'm going to help you out. I'm going to be there with you. And it's nothing like if somebody was with you in the trenches when you was at your lowest, you gonna rock out with them. You going to war with them because they was with you at your lowest and they know what you're going through. They're not judging you. So that's important. Like for the people that make it out of the lifestyle, it's like we ain't putting down the gang and stuff like that. It's just like, bro, let's just do a better way, man. That's it.
Yeah, and I'll make it pure right now. I'm never putting down the set. I'm never putting down the set. I'm never putting down the neighborhoods. I'm not putting down the culture saying, oh yeah, you know what? It's I'm never gonna do that. People that know me, they know me. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is I'm 34 now
Right.
and I woke up. You know what I'm saying? And I woke up to I'm blessed to wake up because man, when I got stabbed, when the cases that I beat to drinking coffee in the morning now with espresso shots is lovely. You know what I'm saying? And,
Man.
and that's real. And honestly, the real ones, that I know, they know.
Yeah.
You know, and that's all that I care about. I mean, I promise you, like you run it in Long Beach on the north side, run it. I ain't in violation.
Yeah, yeah, and and that's what it is. It's like that's when they call you OG because it's like can't nobody pull my car, can't nobody tell me nothing because I did what I did. But the thing is, I didn't know myself. I probably didn't love myself at that time because doing that, it was like I wouldn't do that. But see, a lot of them young brothers and sisters, it's like they don't know they self. They searching for family. Maybe their mom is on drugs. They maybe they foster kids. They searching for family, and that's what the gang provides. But certain things that come with the gang lifestyle can take away your life. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the gang is family for a lot of people that do not have family, but it's just like we got to find a way. Like they talk about like how Hell's Angel is like marketed on Harley Davidson and stuff. Like, how could we turn the Mexican gangs, the Bloods, the Crips, and make it marketable? Like, we making money out of it. That's what Killer Mike has something on Netflix. He made Crip Cola. Like, let's have a Crip Coca Cola company. Let's have a Blood Coca Cola company, and let's do things to market the gang in a different way, because all gangs mostly is too is like money. I'm trying to make some money, man. So if we had the Mexican gangs and the black gangs and we making money doing something positive, that's gonna take the 12-year-old, 13-year-old, like, bro, let me get down, let me help you sell these shirts, let me help you sell this merch, rather than like, yo, hand me that pistol, let me put in work, let me put in work in another way. We got to transform and shift the mind. Let's put in work, like let's change how we putting in work.
Right. And let's elevate each other. You know what I'm saying? It's all colors involved, man. You know, and I can tell you this, it sucks when you're from somewhere and then you see on the social media another funeral or another car wash, right? So that's where my passion comes from, man. It's like, you know, if there has to be one person to stand up, and maybe that person will get crucified, right? But I can tell you this: a leader's solo, bro, by himself. You know what I'm saying? A leader, nobody, you gonna have people that hate you, right? And like I said, I'm not here to say I'm bitter or anything like that. I've been in conversations with people that, you know, have made that a career, you know, that thug life, right? And I really matter of fact, I text one of them this morning, and they respect your hustle if you're doing it right. You know what I'm saying? If you're doing the right thing, but they tell you too, if we catch you slipping, you know, violating our you know terms, right?
Right.
And let's be sure, if you out there saying you're gonna get your life together, and we see you freaking doing something out of the G code, believe me, you're gonna get spanked, and you should take the spanking with your chin up. You know what I'm saying? You should be able, all right, my boy, look, I messed up. Check me real quick, you know.
Yep.
Uh, and but a real friend, right, will say, okay, look, we lost him to doing great versus to the casket,
Right.
right? And I
Right.
think that that's what a real friend, either OG, BG, they should all be, right? No matter if you're a B, a C, or an SA, you
Yeah.
should all be the same. Because at the end of the day, bro, let's be 1 million right now. If you taking your kids and you at McDonald's, and God forbid one of your kids gets hit by a car, and there's an opposite side right there, I promise you, bro, that person's gonna feel a little bit for you,
Right.
unless he's doped up and he just don't give a damn, right? Which that may happen, but the average folk will be like, you know what? Even though that boy was from the other side, that's scandalous, bro.
Yeah, yeah. And I feel like a lot of them feel that way, but because of the lifestyle they in, they can't say nothing. You know, they be like, yo, we about to do this, this, and this. And you could feel like, I don't really feel that, but you can't say nothing because it's like, yo, it's a secret society, you know. So it's like, look, we do things our way, and until somebody come and change our mind, that's just the way it's gonna be. But I feel like a lot of the real gangsters, like I guess it's the difference between like thugs and gangsters. Like the thugs is wild, they probably be high, they don't care, they'll shoot anything, do anything, women, children, or go. They don't care about nothing. But the gangsters is like, look, I seen him at the store with his family. I was
Yep.
gonna blast him right there, but I was like, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait on him, and then when I catch him later on, it is what it is. That's the difference between the thugs and the gangs. The thugs don't care who it is. Everybody get hit, but the gangsters also respect that. Like you said, we lost him to doing something real. He's out here feeding the community. He's out here helping, the ones that strung out on drugs, trying to get them together. He's doing that. So we lost him to that. That's cool. We ain't lose him to like he ratted on the whole gang. He disrespects the gang every day. He does this, he does that. They don't respect that, but they do respect a man. And that's what a lot of them is probably fatherless, or their father wasn't around, or they don't respect their dad. So the gang provides like a father figure for them. So it's like if they see that you're a real man, they like, yo, leave him alone. Like we don't bother him at all. We respect what he's doing, and we gonna help him in any kind of way. You see what Nipsey brought out all the gangs, all like Bloods, Crips. Nation of Islam, everybody respected and loved Nipsey.
And that's what we need to do, Reg. And I feel like you said this morning, you said that we got to find a niche, a vehicle for our dream. And I believe music's for me, right? I actually do safety for a living in the real world, right? And I love to see my guys, tying off, at the right tying off points. I love to see my guys, identifying a hazard and to be able to place some mitigation. Um, because I work for an electrical company, right? And I'm blessed to be a part of the team. And I'll tell you this, man. In electrical, you touch the wrong thing once, you die. It's voltage, man. If it's the right voltage, you're done, right? We can't say, oh, whoops, oh, shoot, my finger, right? It's pinched. No, it's gonna go through the whole body, and it's done, right? So that's the same way that I look at my music. Is like I'm actually recently reaching out to others, and it's amazing because once you have a vision, people come, everything, the doors open up, right? And I feel like a lot of the doors have been opening up for me. One thing that I want to encourage other artists out there that may be listening is never doubt yourself. Never doubt yourself. Never say, I can't place this out, because I was that guy. I was that person that had 3 or 4 complete tracks, and I said, "Oh, it ain't the right time," or even before I put it out, "Oh, people ain't gonna like it." But those are all distractions. You know what I mean? And those are things that, as an artist, you have to be able to challenge yourself. Matter of fact, I want to give a shout out to my boy, Mr. So Real, on Instagram. I send him my music, my latest song, and I knew that my latest song, Solidarity, my vocals, it should have been, it should have been a little bit more critiqued, but it was one of those times where Joseph Solo was like, "Hey, put it out." You know what I mean? It was after work, 10 o'clock at night in California. I knew I owed the audience something. I felt it in my heart. I got to get it out. And he hit me back. He said, "Look, it was dope. I hope you don't take this the wrong way, but work on your vocals." And I said, "For sure. Thank you." And I
Right.
thought about that this morning too, you know, and I need that. If everybody just gives me 100% or likes my DMs that I send them, because I'm my own distribution company. I am, right? No, I ain't got Sony, right? I ain't got nobody else.
Yeah.
I'm the distribution company. So if I send it to my loved ones, like I send it to you, Reg, hey, I just dropped this song. Give me some feedback. Hey, that verse was all right, but you could have done this. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna put it back in the lab, critique it, move it, put it out more. And that's what Nip did, bro. When not to toot his horn, not to toot his horn a lot. Excuse me. Got the allergies kicking in, but what I'm saying is that you remember what he said to Jay Stone? He said, you record me one day, I record you, right? And then when he said also, hey, if the engineer, the guy, hey, get out the seat, let me drive. So he knew every craft, right? And that's how I want to be. That's how I'm gonna be, right? So that means that yes, some of my songs are not gonna be 100% mixed and mastered moving forward. But I promise you this, bro, I'm gonna keep doing it because God gave me this gift to reach these people out here, homie. And that's what I'm gonna do. Like I said, that's a vision right there.
And that's important, like what you said, because like when nobody tells you nothing, it's like they don't even care or they not paying attention. But if somebody takes it to you and say, "Hey, like," it's all about how somebody delivered the message. If somebody say, "Yo, that song sucks," I will never listen to that. You like, yo, I don't want to talk to you. Like, don't ever talk to me. Like, you ain't gotta talk to me that way. But if somebody say, "Hey, let me give you a pointer," because I do
Yeah,
music.
yeah,
Depending on the messenger, I do music. So hey, go back in, turn this vocal up, or speak with more passion, or you need
yeah,
to find a better direction. You need a better beat selection. That's different than like, yo, that joint was trash. Like if you hear that, you're automatically shut off. Like a good coach, Phil Jackson knew how to talk to Kobe, how to talk to Shaq, how to
yeah,
talk to Jordan, how to talk to the role players to get them to do one goal. So you got to find a team of people or anybody that give you good feedback and like, hey, you know, maybe I don't like this kind of music, but hey, you can try this or try that. And that's what I tell people all the time is find your core, because it's nothing cooler to me than like going to the store. Nobody knows you like that, but you got a lot of bread. A lot of people right now don't know what Tech Nine looked like. I can't tell you one Tech Nine song, but the dude Tech Nine is a millionaire. He's on the top rap artist list every single year, bro.
Uh-huh.
So it's about like finding your core. That's what I
Yeah.
tell people. If I don't like it, maybe I'm not your core, but you have to find your core, and they could make you the next Tech Nine that nobody will really know who he is in the store like that. But dude is on the top 10 rap earners every single year. Every year.
And that's great that you say that. You know, there's an artist named Hobson and my boy Global that be cutting my hair back in the day. He would go to Hobson's house, right? And I would see Hobson because my cousin Esto, he'd be making music too, you know, and they had this big like show off where they were giving independent artist stuff. So that's how I got caught wind of Hobson, and then I started looking at his views. He's in the millions, right? Like this guy's he's not like your radio play type guy, but the guy got the views. He got everything. So one day, he was cutting my hair. Global was cutting my hair, and he put Hobson on the phone, and I started talking to him, right? And he's legit. He's down to earth, and he's a millionaire,
Yeah.
and he's by himself. I mean, and the boy Global would tell me that the dude's basically a regular guy, made all his money off of his stuff because he can do the beats, all that stuff, and he's somewhere in LA. And I ain't gonna give up his location because I don't know the location, but he's very successful. He don't live with mom and dad. Put it that way. He
Yeah.
ain't doing a 9 to 5. Put it that way. You know, there's another dude named Fora. You know, that's doing the same thing. You know, a lot of these artists, and like you said, Reggie, it's a beautiful thing because now with technology, you know, you can tap into that resource and cut out the middleman, right? And eventually, you know, especially, you know, shout out to Distro Kid, you know, shout out to Jonathan, man. Thank you for keeping me in the loop about that and ES Money, you know, because you know, Jonathan told me about, you know, Distro Kid distributing. And then one of the homies, ES Money, she's the one that actually showed me how to do it, you know, and now, you know, you can have your stuff on Apple, you can have your stuff on Spotify, and really tap into these resources that get you to where people can hear you, like in Japan, if you in California, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's so crazy because it's like even they have the analytics and stuff like that. They could show you like who's listening to your music, what works, what doesn't work. Like it's numbers showing you, where back in the day it was like the record company was the only people that were like privy and knew about that knowledge. But now we all have that knowledge. So it's like if you can make your stuff hot enough or you stay consistent enough, you could find out like what's gonna work, what's not gonna work. So that's so important now. And it's just like just to keep going and stuff like that. And like in your music, and it's so crazy. I was listening to something, a clip that you put up with your music, and you was talking about like how far you came, and you say you was filling out an application, but I'm spelling words wrong. It's like you trying, but it's hard from where you come from, and like the lack of things you have, and you know it's hard. You trying your best, but it's hard when you come from where you come from. Talk about that. Like, how is it hard sometimes to try to keep staying positive when you come from a certain lifestyle?
Well, I think the beautiful thing is that when you're on the ground, you can only go up, you know, and um, you know, I've been on GR, right? I've been on what we used to call a gangster relief, you know what I'm saying, which is general relief, right? Where they give you food stamps, they give you quarters for the bus, you know what I mean? They give you a motel and stuff like that. When you have, and that's over 18 years old, you know? So, but I've also been that man that would go and fill out hundreds of applications and mess up on them, you know? So when I wrote that song, it was for that movie Solidarity. Shout out to Dustin Brown and the whole team. Uh, that movie is about um, immigrants, not only Mexicans or Hispanics, Latinos. It's about people from, I think, Ukraine or, you know, just different places, man. You know, let's talk about our brothers, you know, in Iraq, man. Let's talk about the Muslim brothers, you know, the Buddha brothers, all them. Everybody that ain't from America, put it that way, you know. That's why I put America the Great, the Sunshine State. My family couldn't wait for me to, generate to keep that food up on the plate. I'm working till my fingers hurt. I didn't pick the place of birth. My current situation got me contemplating my self worth. You know, will my bloodline ever make it to the suburbs? I'm seeking a better life. But on my application, I keep on spelling these misspelled words, right? So it's real life. So I felt that's what makes me my song so easy to write is because I'm not lying. I remember doing that was Joseph, bro. You know what I mean? It was Joseph, bro. You
Yeah.
know, I used to look at it when I used to live in abandoned buildings, abandoned houses on the east side of Lancaster, on the track homes. And I did that because I couldn't stay at my cousin's house because my gang affiliation, he had kids. Actually, my cousin, her husband used to work full time for the union, still does. My mom was living there and they had babies. And they're like, yo, he pulled me as a man. And I respect that. He said, look, I can't have you stay here if you keep bringing this type of stuff here because I don't want people shooting this house up. So I used to be on the street by myself because I said, nah, I'm good. I'll stay somewhere. I would lie to him, right? Hey, I got a place to go when I really didn't, right? Because I've exercised all the houses. You can stay at the homie's house for like 1 week, 2 weeks, right? And then after that, mom's is like, hey, I'm get him off the couch, right? so so I had a branded track home. So I remember, you know, sleeping, waking up in the middle of the night and you know, seeking a better life. I remember will my bloodline ever make it to the suburbs? You know what I'm saying? Like that's all real. You know, I wrote that, you know what I'm saying? And it's like that's why I wrote that is because I never gave up. And now to where I'm at today, professionally, outside of music, is crazy, bro.
It's a blessing, man. It's
Yeah, I mean, people don't even know, and I don't even put it out there like that. But if you only knew what I do, you know what I'm saying, and who I'm around, and I say that humbly, that's why I do the music so I can give it to that kid out there. Most of all, I'm preaching to myself and my kids first, but then everybody else that wants to see it.
right.
That you could be stabbed, you can go to jail, you can beat cases, you can still have problems to today. I ain't perfect. I got crazy problems, right? I ain't watering it down like James Brown. Never. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you right now, if you keep pushing and I'm gonna be honest with you, if you put God first, man, you'll be solid.
Right.
Solid.
And
And
that's what it is, man. You just gotta, man, find that, faith or find that within you to like just keep going and to know it's something greater than you that you're here for and you have a purpose. And that's what it is, man. Nipsey got a bar, find your purpose or you wasting air. And I was like, man, that's the realest shit. That ain't watered down. Like, find what you here for, or you just wasting time here. Like you really gotta find that. But for your music, who do you feel like your music speaks to, or who do you try to make music for? It's important. I like what you say. You make it for yourself first because you gotta like it. If you don't like it and you're not having fun, it's not gonna go nowhere. But who else do you think your music could speak for, or who you think could tap in and kind of really feel your music?
that person that never asked the question to himself or herself, am I really doing the right thing?
Yeah, yeah, man, yeah. And it's just like I love like the music you doing. I even, man, boy Jo John, man, my boy Edo, all them people from the city, man, that used to live in Lancaster at some point that do different things and like been through jail and been through the system, but like they trying to do something positive now. And I mean, I love that. And that's why I'm always gonna reach out and extend that hand. Like if you doing it, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try my hardest, man, to just keep you up because I know these people personally, and I know what they've been through. When I didn't know them, it was rough. It was jail. It was shootouts. It was stabbings. Like the previous podcast, I would, man, and you should listen to it with me and you, man. It came out March 23rd of last year, man. Solo Eternal podcast, man. Jo, like these people been to jail. They've been facing real time. They did real time, but they are all doing something positive. He's doing trucking right now. He's doing something positive. So it's just like, if you know are spared, your life is spared. As far as like, because you dead if you're doing life anyway, your life is gone. So
Yeah.
yeah. So it's just like, man, for these people that made it out, it's really amazing, man. So what can we look for? What are you excited about, or what a couple things you want the people to check out from you right now and in the future?
I just say, man, if I send you a DM with my music, check it out. You know, share it freely. If you got a YouTube channel, put it out there. If you got friends that you think that would like it, just help me be the distribution. You know what I'm saying? I have a plan for every month. There'll be a video of a new song. So if you guys could just support that, that'd be awesome. Other than that, just working with my family, man. You know, putting my kids first, man. You know, and putting my home first. So that's priority. And, you know, going out and reaching the youth, man. So I've linked up with some good churches out here. You know, and just to spit a little bit more, like I never want to put it out here where it's like super religious, but what I want to tell you is that as a human being, you can only get to a certain plateau. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
you're gonna need something bigger than you. So whatever your God is, go ahead and put that there. But I can tell you this, man, there's one that I serve, man, and that's Jesus Christ, man, and he's real, man, and he loves you, you know what I'm saying? And it's not, hey, this is a cholo that freaking got saved and turned his life around. All this is, hey, bro, I tasted some of that bomb Kool-Aid and it's fire. You know what I'm saying? This thing right here, homie. That and never think that you know, you scared to go to church. That's all bullcrap, bro. Like they teach you that so they can keep you out of church so you could not read the book. You know what I'm saying? When's the last time they read the book and actually saw that these people are getting stoned out here? You know what I'm saying? In the Bible. When's the last time you read the Bible when it says that people were crucified backwards because they didn't want to be crucified the same way that Jesus was for us, right? You know what I'm saying? That's some real stuff. There's nothing watered down about that. You know, when's the last time that you read the book, the Bible, and it said that when the people that were going to take Jesus to go get executed, his homie cut off his ear, and Jesus picked up the ear, put it on his ear, and that boy still took him to be crucified.
Yeah.
When's the last time you looked at the Bible and when they stuck that thing inside Jesus's thorn, inside his right here in the side, they spit on him. He was half naked for our sins. When's the last time that you read it and it said that, hey man, forgive them? Jesus told God, forgive them for they don't know what they're doing. He still loved you, whoever's listening.
Yeah. It's amazing, man.
So that's gangster to me
Yeah.
because you talking to a man right now that I ain't high right now. I don't even get high to be honest with you. I'm not drunk. I'm not even on no depression tip. I'm not even on no scare tip. 100%. You guys, I got the same phone number. Please look me up. And I'm not challenging nothing out there saying I'm freaking super God, but I'm trying to tell you this. I'm trying to challenge you in a way to better yourself, to make sure that you guys understand that everything that they tell you is a freaking lie, dude. They tell you that, you know, you scared to go to church. That's bullcrap, bro. Because if you really tap into the source, homie, you're gonna be bomb. You know what I'm saying? They told me that I was destined for prison for the rest of my life. They told me that I would never be nothing. I flunked kindergarten, bro. Who the hell flunks kindergarten, bro? You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Now I'm working with people that have bachelor's degrees and more than and master degrees, bro, making over 100 plus a year. So please tell me that that ain't real, because
Yeah.
I know it's real.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And that's what, for man, for people, you got to find something greater than yourself is the thing. If it's not religion, but whatever it is for you, you have to find something outside of yourself. But for a lot of people that are faith based and believe, it does something for them because they've been through things, and that really, really helped them. Man, shout out my brother G Merrick and his music and what he makes, because he beat cancer twice, and he's like, you can't tell me it was nothing but God, because it's like I can't tell you what it is. So like he's like, it had to be something bigger than me. I don't think I just beat it. He truly believes that was the higher power, and that's what he makes music for. It's like, this is just like this has affected me personally. So maybe people haven't been through enough yet, or even if they never go to the religious side or the Christian faith. It's just that these stories are stories about believing in something bigger than yourself. So I think that's more important than anything, is to believe in something bigger than yourself.
Yeah, and don't wait, guys. Don't wait for somebody to die or somebody to be in a don't wait till it's too late to believe. Because right now it's good. It says for us to count it all joy when we go through various trials and tribulations because it develops our character. That's what it says. You know what I'm saying? So we should be dancing in victory when we go into the fire. And sometimes, man, you can't you if somebody tells you something and you can't fight them, I mean, what you gonna do? You're
Yeah,
gonna get pissed off and drink yourself till you depressed, put on some oldies.
yeah,
What you gonna do? You gonna go smoke 10 blunts and be like, damn, I'm good for another 5 hours? And
yeah.
then when you wake up, you're like, damn, the situation's still right there. What am I gonna do?
Exactly, man. Exactly.
Or you wanna go get blown off that meth, get on the bomb dizzle, and 4 days later you start to see shadow monsters.
Yeah. It's
Right?
it's wild, man.
So or you want to go and hit the PCP, right? And then become, get some of that butt naked juice, right? I've done all that, bro, and I'm not proud of it. So I could tell you firsthand that, you know, I'm not insane. I'm not going to keep making the same mistakes. But I tell you this, I tried Jesus when I was down and out, and and it worked. So I challenge you, man. I hope you guys do it. Like I said, man, tap in. It's never religious. It's relationship bound. You know what I'm saying? It's you ain't got to be perfect. And that's another thing I want to share on this podcast, man, is that you ain't got to be perfect. A lot of people tell me, hey, bro, I can't go because I do this, or I can't go because I do that. That's a lie, bro. Where in the Bible to say that?
Yeah.
Where in the Bible to tell you that you cannot come to a place where somebody died for you because you doing this?
Yeah, yeah, and was hard though is too is that a lot of people get turned off, I guess, from religion because somebody in their life that hurt them
Right,
probably was heavy on religion. But it's like in life you got to try things for yourself, and if you try it on your own and it's still not for you, that's okay. But you can't really, I think a lot of people is that somebody they don't like was heavy on religion, so they're like, I never do that. But it's like you got to
right,
try things in life for yourself. You can't base it off because the Bible, the Quran, different Buddha, like this is not based off of that person. It's not based off of Tom or Cindy or
right.
Jerome. It's based off of what these teachings are. So you got to find for yourself. Like life is about, for me, it's like unlearn to relearn. Everything you learned as a kid, wipe that out and try to learn it for yourself and see if it's for you and see what's not for you. But I think for most people with religion, it's like somebody they didn't like or something well, my mom believed in this person and they did nothing for her. And they did this for this pastor and they treated her like trash. And it makes a negative idea of religion and church for them. But for everybody, you got to try it for yourself. You can't go off of different people.
Right. And then the other thing they say is like, oh man, the pastor taking all the money, right? That ain't your money. That ain't his money. That's God's money. That's like me telling the homeless homie right here down the street or the person selling the oranges, hey, I don't want to give you that money because you're gonna rob me.
Yeah. 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 It's like you give, and that's even with the homeless and stuff like that. Like you're gonna give them $1. I don't want to give you $1 because you're gonna smoke it. What they do with it is their business. What you did with it is out the kindness of your heart. So you don't worry about what they did. You worry about that you gave it out the kindness of your heart. Don't worry about what they doing with it.
Yeah, and like I said, man, don't be scared, you know what I'm saying, to go to church. Instead of saying you scared to go, you scared to go to church. Now, don't be scared to go to church. That's what you should be doing because there's nothing more better than having a person that you love, like your girl, right? And she got her hands up worshiping right beside you. Nothing like it.
Yes, sir.
There's nothing like it when you see your kids uh really believing. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, they're gonna go through it. Mom and dad gonna die one day, right? And when they die, there's gonna be 10,000 plus trying to get that soul because it's so good, right? Either through whatever it may be.
Right.
Period. So you want to, as a parent, you want to be able to give them that eternal, right? That eternal blessing. That's the best thing that Miss Becky, my mom, rest in peace. What she gave me, she didn't give me no house. She didn't give me no $1 million loan. She didn't give me no, man. She was living off of the SSI, man, when she died. She gave me Jesus, bro. And I can tell
Yeah,
you this, man, like that's the best gift that I could ever receive, because, and my pops, because when it was time where money couldn't help me, I could always talk to him. When it was time for me to make that decision, I knew I could always talk to him, you know? And he didn't talk to me through a cloud. He didn't talk to me through my, through like, oh, I didn't even get responses like immediately. I didn't, you know what I mean? But I can guarantee you that thing went right. And when that thing that only I know went right, and that you out there listening know went right, we ain't Irish. We ain't lucky. So real recognize real.
yes, sir, man. And that's what it is, man. Rest in peace to your mom, beautiful soul. Man, they really want to tap into the solo journey, man, go listen to that other podcast, tell you about his previous life and how he's grown. And we glad to see him here today. And last thing we do before we get out of here, man, speak it to existence, man. This time next year, what'll be going on in your life, man?
Everything will be done in-house. Music videos, beats, mixing, mastering, and we'll be impacting the cities.
And this is recorded.
Much love.